that thing about the Russians with their villages, a lot of the Russian army are, of course, young lads from little villages. And there's a Russian song called Вечерний звон, which is the evening bell, and in which somebody hears an evening bell and it takes him back straight away to his village. And he says, "Где я любил, где отчидо," where I fell in love and where was my father's house. That remembrance of the village, the roots in the village. Well, in England, just after the war, when I was growing up in my teens, there were lots of displaced people from Europe who were in refugee camps, and then they came to England. We had an exodus into England of Poles, luckily for us, just before Hitler and England were at war, and when he attacked Poland, they fought in the air against the Luftwaffe, and then they found that Poland was sinking, so they came to England. And luckily for us, they were able to train and lead many of the young schoolboy pilots in the Battle of Britain in the fighter planes, because they had already noted the German tactics of the German Luftwaffe. So we were very grateful for the Poles, and after the war quite a lot of Poles arrived in England. One of them was of a family that had escaped from Poland and came to England and had 3 daughters. One of those daughters, the eldest, had become a medical student, and I knew her when she was a medical student, and she used to write to me letters in green ink. She had a fountain pen and she always used green ink. Later on, when she became a doctor, I lost touch, and I was in Canada, she was in England, I was doing lots of other things, she was doing lots of other things. But she would send me a postcard each year when she went on holiday. And then she was murdered, brutally. They think by people after drugs. This is called, it's a new poem, it's called Green Ink. You never said you loved me when in uniform I had to leave. I headed east as far as I had ever gone, to the paradise of lies. Your letters came, each precious leaf etched with your green ink hand. When I returned, we found we lived in the same but different world. I headed west to this Pacific coast and could no longer boast of green ink scrawls. Yet every year, just once, there came an Asian postcard showing Buddha's head. In green ink, it simply said, "May you attain nirvana." There's silence now instead. A Mountie came and read those cards. "I'm sorry, sir, she's dead."